Hello folks, it's Rebecca here at Rebecca's Retro, back with another Friday Finds video. Today I'm going to do something a little different. I want to give you a sense of what it's like to run an Etsy store by letting you follow items from my telling you about picking them up at Harris Auction, my hometown source of all things vintage, to the process of getting them into the store. Today I'm photographing a number of items that I picked up 2 weeks ago at Harris Auction, and so I thought, well, let's take a look at some of them so that you can see a bit of what my life is like with my Etsy store. So let's get started. How I work with the items that I get at Harris Auction is that I bring them home and then I research them, I photograph them, I write something about them, and then I enter them into the store. And what I love about Harris Auction is that they have what they call nicer things that are in a stage room, and that's where there's more of a traditional auction. And then there's another room called the box room, which is just full of boxes where they've thrown things in as they clean out houses from estates. Just sometimes the strangest mixture of items in a box. And I have actually found some of my best treasures in those boxes. But the nice thing about the stage room is that they photograph those items and put them on their website. So during the week, I look at the Harris website, see what's there, see if there's anything that I'm interested in. If I see blue transferware, red transferware, pretty depression glass, like 2 weeks ago, I mentioned that I picked up a whole tray of birthday angels. Well, I had seen them on there, so I knew what I wanted to get. So I'm going to show you some of the items that I picked up on the stage, some that I got in the boxes, and these are things that I'm going to be photographing and moving toward the store. The first thing I want to show you is I had noticed that there was red transferware on the stage. In the photographs, I can't really tell what the pattern is, and I don't know what the company is. So when I got there to Harris Auction on Friday night, I ran right up to the stage, and I discovered that it was this beautiful pattern called Strawberry Fair from Johnson Brothers. And you can see the company logo there in Strawberry Fair. This is just a delightful pattern. I love that a number of the dishes have more of a square shape to them and others were round. And so there was some variety even in them. But this is just the perkiest, happiest pattern. There were probably about 30 pieces of this delightful pattern, but when I got home and started sorting through them, a lot of them had chips in them, and so by the time I threw away those that had chips, I think I probably ended up with about 15 pieces, including this lovely oval serving plate. But that's okay that I had to throw quite a few of them away because I didn't pay that much for them. And I still ended up with a really nice selection of this beautiful transferware pattern. So I'm looking forward to photographing those and getting them out there for you to see. Another item that I picked up on the stage is this darling little bell, little girl bell. She is from UNESCO, and she is one of their Southern belles. And she would have originally had two companions with her. They were salt and pepper shakers and then this little bell, and all three of them would have sat on a tray, but all I have is her, but she's darling nonetheless, so I'm looking forward to getting her on into the store. Another thing that I had noticed in the pictures were some pennants. And again, online, I couldn't really tell how many there were or what they were, but I knew I wanted to check them out because travel pennants sell really well in my store. And what it appears to me as I looked at these pennants that I was able to purchase is that some long ago family or couple had made a big trip from Pennsylvania up through the northern route of the US and into Canada, and then probably back down through the southern route home. I could follow their journey through these pennants. So here we see one from Lincoln, Illinois, another one from Springfield, Illinois, and then this one would have been from Western Canada, Banff, a beautiful pennant there. Other ones in this mix were this big one from Lead or Lead, South Dakota. I'm not sure about that. And then this one from the Grand Canyon, and that would have been when they were on that southern route back to Pennsylvania. But what fun to see all of these pennants, and there were a number of other ones in the mix as well. You know, to imagine that family traveling. Well, those were things that I picked up on the stage. Now, for the box room, this is where the fun comes in. I picked up this kitschy cow, which is, interestingly, a pencil holder. Isn't that fun? You know, it's not maybe for everyone, but think about this setting beside on your desk beside your phone, or you know, to be able to pull a pencil out and take a message. So there, if you're into kitschy, watch for this one going into my store. Look at that sweet face. Who could resist that little kitschy item? Another piece that I picked up in the board, or another item that I picked up in the box room, I live near Hershey, Pennsylvania, the sweetest place on earth. And so it's not unusual that there are frequently Hershey souvenirs. And here was a set of 12 silver spoons. So somebody who was into collecting spoons, each one of these commemorates a different Hershey product. It gives you the year when that particular product was introduced. So you can see that this person had tucked them into this wood box. But interestingly, not only did they put them in that wood box, but they also kept all of the original boxes that the spoons would have come in, which is really fun. That kind of adds to the value of it. And on the back of each of these is the whole list of the spoons and a bit of a story about that particular spoon. So that was a really fun find. That was down in one of the boxes in the box room. The final thing I want to show you from the box room is this O'Hare International Airport mug from the 1970s. You can tell by that olive green color and even by the shape of the planes on there. Now, I spend a lot of time in O'Hare, so this one really struck my fancy. I fly a lot in my consulting work in fundraising and board education. That's my day job. And so I, as a road warrior, this one really resonated with me. If you have somebody who flies a lot in your life, this would be a fun Christmas gift if they, like me, spend a lot of time in O'Hare. So those are the things that I picked up recently. You know, I've talked about hairs a lot here on Friday Finds Video. Unlike some other Etsy shop owners who spend a lot of time looking for very specific kinds of items and so out scouring around and have stores that kind of focus on one particular kind of vintage, I just go with whatever shows up at Hares, and I never know what's going to be there. So my shop is rather eclectic, but I think that's fun because I kind of like all kinds of vintage items, and it brings some nice variety to my shop. So for better or for worse, that's my approach. I spend enough time doing the photography work, the editing and writing, and then entering that I really can't afford to spend any time out looking for things. So here's it is, and here's gives me more than enough stuff. But other shops are going to be different. That's my Etsy story, and I've had fun sharing it with you here today, and I hope you've enjoyed hearing a bit about how that thing, that particular item that you're looking at Rebecca's Retro at Etsy.com, how it got there, and how I got it into the store. So it's been fun talking with you today. I hope you enjoyed this slightly different focus of my Friday Finds video, and I look forward to seeing you at my shop or back here next week. So bye, have a great week.